My name's Denise and Larry. I'm from Woodstock, Ontario. I decided to do this because I hate partial plates, slippers. I've always had cracked teeth. I don't know if it's my diabetes or whatever, but it's time and I'm ready. Just being able to smile and not worry about seeing the hardware of a partial plate or it moving while I'm talking or all that. And 2 extra pieces to wash plus my teeth. So I know that right now that when I go to bite something, my teeth hurt because I have a crack and a root. So very sensitive. So it'll just be nice to be able to bite and it doesn't hurt.
So I got mine done before him.
So I mean,
It's been a year. It was a year in February.
and so I still haven't officially said, yeah, green light, let's go. Well, she comes back, eventually they ask, hey, Larry, you want to come back? I said, okay. So come back. And then she says, I'm going to come back next week. It's like, oh, yeah. It's like, bang, bang. So I said, oh, okay, I guess you're going. So get this one. I have been communicating with folks in Turkey for like the better part of a year, like thinking about going, and we did go. So anyway, we went to Turkey, and I was in Istanbul. She was with me, and I had the little port set up in my arm. I was all set to go in, and a little voice at the back of my head said, you want to ask another question or two, because there's no going back, right? Like once a yank. Yeah. So, I asked them again, and this is through an interpreter, an English interpreter who is primarily Turkish. And I said, so when I go there, I said, you take out my teeth, yes. You put implants in, yes. And then you put in temporary, like I have teeth that you screw into my head, right? And I leave with my teeth, my smile that day. Yes. Okay, yes. So then from the time we got there and when I went in to make my final installment, my payment, after doing the 3D thing again, she said, you won't be able to go home with the teeth up top. You'll have a temporary denture that you can wear just for aesthetics, but you can't eat with it. And I said,
6 months.
I said, oof, I don't know. I said, I don't know if I can get my head around that or not. But then I thought, okay, all right, I'll find a way to make that work. So then when it was the next day, we went in for the surgery thing, the dental surgery. And so I just wanted to double check with her again. I said, okay, so when do I come back? So you take all my teeth out today, put the implants in today, and I leave home, or I leave here and I have the bottom ones, screwed in, and then I come back for the aesthetic upper on Saturday then? And she goes, oh no, you come back for both on Saturday. And I went, both? And she says, well, yeah, they're both aesthetic. You won't be able to eat with your teeth in.
For 6 months.
6 months. And so I went, oh. I said, well, that's not what I thought we had agreed to. But it was literally, and I mean it, lost in translation. It really was that. I'm convinced that they weren't out to fool me, because they do it. All kinds of people get it done. But anyway, so I said, geez, I said, honestly, I said, I think that's a game breaker. I said, I'm out. So I'm standing in there, I'm in there and I got the port in my arm and they said, what do you mean? I said, well, I can't do it that way. I said, sorry. I said, I'm not saying your way is wrong. And then they wanted to change it around and say, well, maybe we can do it this way. And I said, well, now that's really got me scared because
they couldn't believe that I had this done the same day, pulled out, implants put in, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And they wanted to take an x-ray of my mouth because they didn't believe me.